All right, welcome back to how to build up cities from the beginning. I've got a couple little cities going here, tiny. We just started, and I'm going to show off what I have done here. There we are. So this is Plunder Point. It's just starting. And over here I have Liberia. And this whole area, this region is called Costa Rica. In um, deference to Costa Rica, which is a great place. Okay, injured Sims. All right, so let me explain what I've got here. I've got two very small cities. Okay, they really don't have anything yet. They have water, they have power, and they have garbage disposal, and they have sewer somewhere out here. There is a sewer line. Now, both of these cities are running off of this city here. There's my sewer, my sewage outflow pipe. Okay, so I have my basics covered. I have my power, and you can see I am in excess. Same with water, same with sewage. I do have a government here. So I've got all of the basics. I built a church, which is actually fairly well attended. Oh, I don't have a library here yet. I don't believe. Do I? So I've got residential, commercial, and industrial. I've got a government. I've got utilities, garbage. These are the basics that these cities need to run. Already built. Okay, now I would highly recommend at this point, this is probably the very first mistake that people make, okay, is they build out too fast. And by that I mean they don't give their city enough time to accumulate enough money. So they're always struggling with the budget. Okay? So, one of the crazy things that I'm going to suggest here is that once you get a little city like this built, okay, once it's actually running and making a little money, okay, leave it. I know that's crazy. Okay, it's crazy not to do things here because you're just starting out, it's fun, you're getting into it, and the city's growing, and people will move in, and things will happen. But no, don't. Okay, just give it a few minutes. Okay, get ahead financially. Okay, it takes a little patience to sit here and watch, and not do anything. Okay, but you don't. Now let's go look at the other one. Okay, and you'll see it's kind of in a similar situation. So if we go to Plunder Point here, again, I have money coming in. Okay, they've got everything they need. They don't have anything actually. Okay, everything's running off of their neighbor here. Okay, so we're getting everything from these guys, and these guys don't have anything. They don't have power. They don't have water, and they don't have sewage. They don't have a town hall. They don't have a garbage dump. They have nothing. The great thing about that is that they are not paying for anything. Okay, our expenses negligible. Okay, so we're making money. Okay, it's not easy to make money. Okay. Now we do need, oh, I have unemployed people here. That's not good. We don't want unemployment because unemployment's a problem. So what we need to do here is we need to balance this here. Workers, advisors, yeah, Liberia needs high wealth workers. So we got no bosses either. So they're not very happy about that. So what we're going to do is just add a little bit of this. There we go. Oh, and we can do this too. We can upgrade the road here. That will encourage the factories to upgrade. There they go. Boom. Okay, so that'll give us a little more freight. He's going to want the academy, and there's just no point to that at this point. They'll get it later. Oh, here's my library. Okay, so these guys are 127 a day. There's not much else to do in this little town, so they're all going to the library. Okay, and the library, if you look in your education tab here, okay, it should be over here, the first one, but it's not. Okay, it's the least expensive, only $100 an hour. Okay. There's a couple things here. They will gain an education, which definitely helps these factories because the factories need education to upgrade to high tech. They got to have educated workers. Okay, so this is the start of it. Okay, but then the other thing here is I'll notice in this library little blurb here. These are little clues, eh? Whoa, don't want to build another one. There's no sim as loyal as a book. Blah blah. Sims visit the public library when they can't afford to go shopping. That is the key line. Okay, that means that if you have an unemployed sim, okay, they haven't got a job, they haven't got any money, they might turn to crime, but no, instead they go to the library. Okay, so let's look at our population here. We definitely got money coming in. Education, there's your $100. There's your library. Okay. Parks, $60. We got a few parks to raise the land value, and we're buying power. So we're doing pretty good here. Okay. If we look at these people, they're pretty happy. Okay. Let me see now. What else can I do here? Oh, I got to put a few more houses in. We need to keep things growing here. Oh, should always check out your details here. So we've still got unemployed. And do we have unsatisfied? So we need more shops here. Let's build some more stores. That'll put some more people to work. And also, let's see if we can. We got available jobs. So what we need is trees. Huh. The reason we need trees is if we increase the land value here, pick a house, put a thing there. Like here, add some trees here. Maybe extend this road a touch here. Blah, blah, blah. Trees. Grab some trees. Okay, now you notice how those trees make this whole area greener. There. Or bluer, pardon me. Bluer. They make it greener too. Now, if you look at the effect it has on the houses, we get medium wealth houses just from the trees. And those medium wealth houses, oh look, now we got lots of jobs, okay? And we got it across the board. No more unemployment, okay? Now we need medium wealth businesses. So if we put these ones here, this will probably be a medium wealth business. There we go. Okay. So this little plunder point, our pirate, yep. We'll tell you a little story about Costa Rica here in a second. So this little plunder point is making money. $1,000, okay, an hour. For doing nothing. Okay. That's the beauty of this here now, is if I just wait just a little while, okay, this city will have a lot of money in the bank from this point on. Okay, I won't have to struggle financially. I can build as I want. I don't have to worry about it. You can play the game in sandbox mode, and you can struggle later with economics, or you can do it this way. Okay, you can let these little cities build up a buffer, a financial buffer, fairly early in the game. And the best way to do it is by not doing. So this is like the zen of city building, okay, or the zen of gaming or whatever, okay. So it's very much my style, doing by not doing. Okay, so already I'm up to 83 grand. Okay, so that's almost double what most people start out at. Okay, and I can just let this run now. These people are quite happy. Okay, they've got what they need and they're not spending. Yeah, we'll do this again later. And while they're doing this, oh, you want to make sure this thing here that is on cheetah speed, because you want the simulation to be running here as fast as it can. Okay, so that's basically how you get the cities off to a good financial start. Okay, you build up the basics so that they have a public library, so that they're getting educated slowly. You make sure that they have jobs, places to shop, some parks, basics. Just give them the basics, okay? And then let it run for a while. Okay, you don't need a lot of stuff. You need one windmill plant for power in the whole region. Okay, you need one sewage outflow plant. You need a garbage dump. And you got to make sure that the garbage dump covers the region. Okay, so if I go over here to my little town, okay, and I go to garbage, where is it here? Garbage. See, I'm volunteering this guy a garbage truck, so he's covered. Okay, he's covered for garbage. Oh, and actually, if I go here and I look, power, he's got nothing. I can't get anything from him. Okay, from Plunder Point, he doesn't have anything. Plunder Point doesn't have any power, doesn't have any water, doesn't have any sewer. Okay, so they're all coming from here. Okay, now, still nowhere near capacity. Now what I need to add a library to Liberia, I do believe here, yes. So we will add a library to, let's go up here a little bit. Where's a good place to add a library? I don't know. I should build out a little road here somewhere. Okay, so let me think about this here. Library, where would be a good place? Da, 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 da. No, 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 not if I can help it, no. But oh wait, here. Let's just stick it here for now. I don't know. I need to get, kind of expensive for going nowhere. There we go. That's what I want. Let's get down in here. Let's go out here. Let's put that library. Oh, okay, now we got an issue. We got injured Sims. Okay, so we need education. Let's put this here in a nice quiet corner where nothing else will happen. Okay. Now, injured Sims. We're going to need a clinic here. Okay. Hmm. All right, yeah, it's good to put it somewhere near the industrial area. And pretty central to things too. I would love to stick it in here if it would go. Alright, let's put it here with our library. Now, what you have to do is immediately go to your other claim city here, or your other region city, and volunteer that ambulance. Okay, because this ambulance can easily take care of these two things. Okay, injured Sims, they've got their turn it on now. Closed. Now hiring. There we go. All right. Oh, and look at what's the garbage thing going here. Oh yeah, the giant block party. All right, let's explain this. We want to throw a giant block party all night. Okay, we may toss out a bit more garbage during the party, but you don't mind, do you? And we don't. We want to do this. The reason we want to do this is it pays $25,000. And why do we want $25,000? Let me tell you here. Let me show you something. Just coincidentally, if we go to our garbage dump and we look at this incinerator, $25,000, and we don't have enough for it. Do you think that might be a hint to buy an incinerator? I think that might be a hint. Okay, so if they throw this giant block party here, there it is, giant block party. Okay. One thing you can do is you can add another garbage truck. They cost $100 an hour. Okay. So you just plop another garbage truck. That'll make sure that you get your garbage, because remember, he's got to go out to the other town too. Okay, so you want him to come back in time to do this challenge. Okay, so there it is. Oh, we got the church. Look at that. Come on. Are you going to do it? Oh, and there we collect 250 cans of garbage. So now we collect that reward, 25 grand. So now watch, what we can do is we can take that 25 grand, we can put an incinerator here, and we can turn off one garbage truck. Now, why do we want an incinerator so badly? Because an incinerator burns the trash instead of dumping it. Okay, so this dump has a certain capacity. Okay, if you don't have an incinerator, you will eventually fill up this dump, and you will have to build another dump, and you will have to keep building dumps until you run out of space. You will literally fill up your city with garbage dumps, almost. Well, not quite that bad, but you get the idea. So if you build an incinerator, okay, this incinerator can incinerate garbage at a certain rate. Okay, and if you're incinerating all the garbage you're collecting, it's not going into your garbage dump, so you don't need to keep building garbage dumps. So what you got to do is you got to keep building incinerators at a fast enough pace to keep up to the rate of garbage that your cities are producing, so that it doesn't go to the dump. Okay, the dump is just like a buffer. Okay, they'll dump stuff into it during the day. You can see the capacity go up, and then during the day, this incinerator will be incinerating garbage at a certain rate, and so the dump will get full during the day, and then during the night, the incinerator will be incinerating the stuff that collects, and before you know it, your dump will be empty again and ready for the next day. So that's basically how the garbage dump works, and that's why they give you the block party challenge is to get you to put an incinerator there. Okay? Garbage being processed. So there's your, you got to watch this figure. Okay? You got to make sure that your dump capacity doesn't get, if your dump is at capacity, it just means you don't need another dump. What it means is you need another incinerator. All right. So this basic process is how most of the game works with these challenges. Okay, they'll give you a challenge because they want you to do something. Like here, crime pays, go evil. No, this is a bad move right now. Okay, but you could do it. So, if you want, you can build up a crime city, basically. Okay, you can take this challenge here, and you can turn this innocent little town into a breeding ground for criminals. Okay, so you build up more polluting factories, and you build a casino. That's what it takes to get more criminals in the city. Okay? And this will allow you to buy this. Here, let me show you. We're going to, we'll ask later. We don't want to do it right now. But if we go to the police here, or not the police, I mean, if we go to the gambling here, that 10 grand is supposed to pay for part of this 15,000 for the gambling house. Okay. Tourists will wheel their oxygen tanks to this simple casino to blow their hard-earned simoleons. Okay. Criminals turn up at casinos like bad pennies. Okay, so there's your criminals. Okay. Oh, here he wants to do it again. This guy really wants to turn bad. I guess he doesn't like his job. All right. Public library. See, we're loaning a lot of books out. And one of the reasons that we're doing so is that there's just not a lot else to do in these little cities. Okay, they don't have a lot of, there's no casinos. There's only a few businesses. Okay, we don't have any schools yet. Okay, so here's the thing these cities are going to have to do. You're going to have to build up. You don't want to do casinos or anything here yet because everything here costs money at this point or we're not ready for it. So we've got, now what we need is a fireplace. We need a fire station. Okay, now this is another challenge that you're going to have to deal with. Okay, now one thing fire stations like to be is they like to be centrally located. Okay, but you also want to keep them somewhat near your industrial area because industrial fires are the worst. Okay, the problem with fire stations is you really need them, and they have this one challenge they're going to give me. It's going to be the fireworks challenge. So the problem is the fire station's going to put up fireworks and it's going to burn down everything near it. So I really literally need to build out a road here and put this fire station right now in the freaking middle of nowhere. It's craziness. Okay, we're going to stick it here. Literally the middle of nowhere. Okay, for now. So now we've got, and police. Do I have enough for, see, look, I'm already down 10 grand. So it's really easy to spend money here. Okay, so now we got to just wait. We got to get more money coming in here. Okay, there's 1,000 for building my church. I'm just going to get rid of this here. If I want to do it, I can do it. But then I give up the 10 grand. That's why you ask later. Okay. All fire trucks are responding. Ring that bell. Oh, let's get a fire alarm to make our response time faster. Okay, so this is one of the things you want to do is you want to put this little tower on there. Okay, it's kind of pointless, but it's one of your first challenges. There you go. I've never seen that before, by the way. That's, wow. All these years. So there's your fire truck. Now what we got to do is we got to go to our region. Got to go to Plunder Point here, and we got to volunteer that fire truck so that we don't have fires in Plunder Point, and they still don't need to pay. Okay, and you're going to have to do that when you can build a police station, which we can't afford yet. Okay, police stations are 30 grand. Okay, yeah, we can't really afford it. Now what we're looking for is at some point he's going to want to put on a fireworks show. Okay, we're going to accept that. What we're waiting for now is to build up some more money and build a police station, because now we've got a clinic, we got a fire station. The next thing that we need is this police station and schools. Okay, we need to get schools too. Okay, so either one of these, I should build schools first here. I really should. Schools are, well, don't turn that off, let that run. Schools are critical in the sense of the sooner you can get that school running, the more educated your citizens will be. And the more educated your citizens are, everything else will improve because of that. So having an educational system is pretty important. So we're just going to stick it right in the middle here. We don't want to be not enough simoleons. See, we're running out of cash already. So we just got to let the city run. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get a coffee. So you can see that took a while for us to accumulate enough money to even get up that school. Okay. Now, you might be tempted now to just plop the school because you can afford it. Okay. But I would wait a little bit till you have a little bit of cash just in case something should happen that you need some money, you know. So you might not want to build everything as soon as you can afford it, just in case. Here's another technique you can use as well. Hold on. Just drinking my coffee. Coffee good. Okay. So we can go to our other town, Plunder Point. Here. We can look and see how much cash Plunder Point has. They have quite a bit of cash. Okay, so what we can do here is we can go to our region view. Okay. We can gift some money to Liberia. Let's pay them 30,000. Okay. Send the gift. There we go. Now we'll go back to our... Oh, we can let Plunder Point run for a minute here. Okay. And we can see they have health issues covered by... Whoops, here. Go back to the city view, go to here. Covered by Liberia, 1 ambulance. Okay. So we need a clinic here at some point. Because not everything can be handled by a ambulance. But for now, they're doing fine. Okay. We're still making $1,000. So now let's go back to our region. Let's go back to Liberia, which is actually a city in Costa Rica, where there's an airport in the northwest where that's Costa Rica developed that northwest kind of area as a place for tourism. So it's actually a pretty good place. Okay, now we have enough money here in our coffers to build a school. So we're going to build a grade school. We're going to put it right there, across from City Hall, close to the library and the clinic. Keep it all central for a reason. That leaves, not central because you want to have it centrally located, but central in the sense that you want the Sims to be able to get to it from wherever. But you also want to keep it out of the way of later on development when you have the need to build mega towers. And if you have all of your services spread everywhere, that'll make it difficult. If you have them kind of clustered, then the rest of the space is a lot more open and available. Now we built schools, so we got to build some school bus stops. Okay, so you just want to place those wherever there's residences. Just plop them everywhere for now. Make sure you get both sides of the street kind of thing. Anyways, okay, so there you go. We got bus, you got schools. Okay, now they will, this is a good one to turn on. You can turn on the guide me at this point for the education system. He'll give you some advice you would have got anyways. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now you can see that we're in the red. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, that means that we don't have enough housing. And if we look at our population here, we'll see that we have quite a lot of employment. So this is a good time to build houses, and a good way to build houses is to start with trees. So put some trees at the edges of your buildings here. Wherever there's not any blue, you can put some trees. Trees. Okay, now we can just take some residential, go to our overhead view, grab our control key, click, 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 click. There, massive residential. Now, with residential, you want to have some commercial. Wherever you can squeeze in, shops is good. No, that's bad. We'll explain that later. We don't want anything there though. What that is this little road tells me there's a resource under there that I'm going to want to develop here in a bit. Okay, so I need some blue. I think that's ore over there. Blue, I need some blue. Here, let's put some blue here. Blue here, nice. Yeah, try to find these little places on the edge of roads where, you know, you're not going to get a lot of building anyways, but you can get in some retail. There's some more, I think this is coal here. Okay, now, add some more here. Now let's turn it on. Let it run, 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 run. We need to get this in the green, high residential demand. Oh, and the other thing we can do is go to our roads tool here. Let's upgrade this to medium density and this to medium density. And let's make this low density, low density, low density, low density, low density, low density, low density. Okay, there we go. Now we're making money again. Now, you can see why I needed that 30,000. Wow. Craziness. And I was going to buy a police station with it. Okay, wherever it's red or there, I know, it went away. Sometimes when you first start developing an area, the traffic is crazy. It's nice people want to rush out and build roads, but it does settle down. Now let's look at the school here. Yeah, so this is that guidance stuff too, eh? Add another classroom or two, okay. So they're just guiding you. We don't really need another classroom yet. We only have 0 students in, so obviously she's just saying that there's no point in spending at this point. We can add things like flagpoles and stuff later. Yeah, here we go. This you want to do. Okay, this is Max's man. We'll get him in a bit, but we want to say yes to that. Oh, and what else do they want? Click on those whenever you can. Yes, take the hot air balloon park. Okay, now, don't quite have enough for a police station. That's our last big thing here. We need to have a police station. And we're just going to wait till we get that. We'll be there in a minute. And then once we have the police station, and I guess the other thing after that would be here we need a classroom. Do I want a classroom or a police station? I want a police station. Okay. Oh, we're getting bigger buildings here because we upgraded those roads. Yeah, we got 3 crimes, you see. We're starting to get criminals. We got to deal with that. We definitely do not want crime in this city. One of the problems is crime is one of those things, it's like water. If you get enough criminals going, it's very hard to recover from that. 28. Here, we'll have it just a second now. Oh, and we need power too. Okay, yeah. We're starting to push the limits of this little town. Okay. 30 grand. Let's plop that police station. Boom. Okay. Now let's look at our power. Oh yeah, we definitely need power. There we go. Let's put this little one right there. As soon as we have the money. And this is how it is with games. You know, you're always waiting till you have enough money. And that's why I suggest that you spend some time in the game, just letting the game run, letting the sim run, and let it run at full speed. Play it at full speed. Don't play it at slow speed. You'll just outbuild yourself, and you'll always be broke. Okay, there we go. Let's plug this one in. Boom. Now let's watch that. Oh, we need another one. That's still not enough. We could go 10 grand now. That'll be enough. The big ones make more sense than the little ones. We can look at the economics of that easily. You can see that these ones, they only produce 3 megawatts and they cost 40 an hour. These produce 5 megawatts. Really? 3 in 10. And this is 5 and this is 60. Yeah, okay. So for 20 bucks more you get almost twice as much power. So definitely the big ones are more economical. Oh, we can get rid of this little thing here, blip. Let's get out of the power station for a minute. Go to your bulldoze tool, get rid of that. Now I should be able to go back into here, back into the edit mode, grab my big one, and I should be able to put it right there. Okay, and I can afford to do so. Now that will definitely get me into the green. Alright, so I've solved my power problem. Oh, I can upgrade my sound hall because I've got more people here. There's my fireworks. And I get something for that. Oh, I have to do stuff. Ready to respond to fires. I got a police station. See? The criminals are being taken care of. The clinic is taking care of the health of the people. And I got a fire station to put out fires. So, oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay, yeah, I had unpowered buildings, right. That was bad. But now that I've got power, these little red things will go out. Come on, power. There we go. Couple more blip blips. Ooh, I'm still in the yellow, eh? Wow, I could use some more power, I guess. Alright. Let's add another one. Okay, there. That gives me lots of juice. Oh, I thought it gave me lots of juice. Let's see what happens now. Oh yeah, lots of juice. There we go. Okay, we're back in business. Okay. Now we just have to wait again. City Mall module. Again, I wouldn't advise adding a module until you need one. You'll get to a point where you have to add like a high school or something, and you'll need a module to do it. And then that's a good time to add it. All fire trucks are responding. Where's my fireworks little quest there? But whatever. All right. Now we're making money again. Police. Crime wave. 2 cars out on patrol. Oh yeah, right. So what we can do is we can add a patrol car. Then we can go, oh yeah, 5 crimes committed per day. Now we can go out to the region view. We can go over to Plunder Point. We can volunteer a police car. We got an ambulance being volunteered. We got a fire truck being volunteered. We have a garbage truck being volunteered and a police car being volunteered. So we're protecting Plunder Point. Let's run this simulation. So this is the basic setup for getting your cities going. You've got police, fire, and ambulance. You got garbage, you got power, you got water, you got sewer. Okay. At this point, I would advise leaving the city run for a while. Okay. Oh, you got an education system. You got a grade school, you got libraries, you got everything this city needs for these people or these sims to sim. Okay? They'll get educated, they'll go up and get jobs and spend money, and the economies will grow. But most importantly, what you're doing here is you want to accumulate taxes. You want money, 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 money. You want that positive feeling. Okay, you can even, if you want at this point, raise your taxes just a little. Okay, rake it in. Okay, you can do that at both cities. Okay, go to Plunder Point. Okay, they won't mind. Okay. Let this run. Turn it up. Okay, they got everything they need right now. Okay, they're not unhappy. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, and look at the money. You're making 2,500 an hour. Okay, so you keep that up, and this city will have a few 100,000 in no time. Okay, and that's a good start for having 263 people. It's crazy. But it's a little boring. It is a little boring just watching your cities at this point. Okay? But it's also a great time to get a coffee. So we're just going to actually zoom in here. We zoom in. And we'll watch our little sims doing their little sim things here. There we go. Got the resolution going. It's 4 in the morning. People are going to wake up and go to work soon here. Oh. The paper says unemployment has reached record lows. Nice. They like me. I'm a great mayor. All right, I'm going to go get a coffee. All right, so that was the end of the strategy of being taking advantage of the other city for the sewage. They weren't happy with it. I guess the sewage capacity of the other city was starting to get full. So we've started to put in our first infrastructure into this city. Okay. So if we go to our budget here, there it is, sewage. Okay. And we're paying for power to the other city, and we're paying for education for the library, and we have some parks. So we're up to $343 an hour in costs. Okay. And we are making money every month still. Okay. And if we look at our city satisfaction here, we're at 82% approval. You can expand these, okay, and click on them, and it will tell you what the problems are with your city. And you can even go to the germs map, okay, and it will show you that it was a sewage problem. The germ sources, that was sewage, okay. So now that we've taken that step, this should go away and the germ level should go down. Okay. So you can actually check out where your, see there it goes. Okay. There we go. The greens are going away. No more germs. But we do have an injured sim here. Injury. There, the ambulance came and picked him up. No more injury. Upgrade roads. The germs are going away. Germs are going away. Okay, no more germs. Okay. They want that academy, boy. You can tell. They're really pushing for it. And then one of the reasons is the academy is how most of the problems in these cities are solved later on. Okay? So that's why the game is pushing you to build that academy. Also, it takes a while for the academy to develop stuff, so but it's way too early. We don't have the resources. Look at that, $90,000. Okay, $90,000. Business is okay. Business is okay. Business is good. So why is it just okay? We go again to our happiness. Go to our industrial happiness. Need workers. Okay, so if we go to our population panel, we go to our details, we can see that we have a lot of available jobs. And they're just basically low income jobs. So pretty much anywhere that you can put houses here. You don't need trees at this point, just house or zoning. So we can just fill in all these little black spots there. Press the control key. I don't know why I can't fill that one in. There it goes. Sometimes you just have to find the right spot. There. It'll not in the front of the road, but at the back. Okay, and then you can just get your road tool out. Pull off some of these roads, just extend them. Go back to your zoning tool. Right there. See? Just gotta find the right spot. Click. Now we need some commercial here. Gotta have a little commercial every once in a while. Okay, that should do it. Oh, now we've got health issues. Injured Sims again, right. So, it's probably a good idea to build a clinic here. There we go. So now this is where we start to move into secondary development. And I think this is where we're going to leave it. Okay. You can see Now, the pattern, you just keep extending the services now as you can afford them. We've got 82 grand in the bank here. Okay, we can afford to pay for things as we need them now. So first medical, oh, we got to have a fire station. Okay, so let's build a fire station. Let's put that way the heck out here though. Now why I don't want to put it on this road here is this road here, I might need to upgrade to an avenue at some point, and I don't want to have to be rebuilding fire stations or police stations. So I put them on side roads. Okay, so you can just build up the main roads. Also, here's another last tip before I go. I'm going to take this park out here. And where this road was, where that park was, is where this intersection is going to be. Okay, I'm going to put that right to here. Now I'm going to take this park, or this tree row, and I'm going to put it right back there and here. Okay. Now, I anticipated that I was going to do that at that intersection, which is why I put the tree row there. Okay, now, it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, the Sims will just redevelop, but do you really want to lose a building for nothing? I mean, you're going to have to put... So if you put your trees at these intersections for now, it's a small thing, okay? And again, they want that academy. Now let's let it run, let the sim run. Okay, so letting the sims run, letting them have cash so that you can develop things when you need to, and so that you can develop in an orderly fashion. A foundational approach to this game. From here on in, these little cities will be fairly easy to build up because they have the necessities. They have a good foundation. And most importantly, I will have money to build things as I need to deal with things. Okay. And it comes from two key points. Okay. One is running the game at the fastest speed, at the cheetah speed. The reason you need to do this is you need to have that revenue. You need to have that income from the property, from the taxes. And if you let the sim run faster, you'll get that revenue faster, and you will build relatively slower compared to the speed of the game. Whereas when you run at slow speed, here, at turtle speed, you risk building too fast and never having enough funds to build, so you're always waiting. Okay? The only time I ever really use turtle speed is when I want to look at the game from the Sims perspective, you know, because the game looks better when they're not running around like crazy. Okay, you can see things like building here. Here. So this is a nice view during, you know, watch them. We're making a building from scratch. Okay. So if you want to watch the game, this is probably the best mode, okay? You can see them doing their little things, their little graphics. Cars come in, the workers run around, the buildings do stuff, you know, there's little animations, okay? And it looks more natural at this speed, okay? There you go. And it gives you something to do. Okay, if you just want to watch, This is the way to do it. There they go. They're building. Oh, coffee good. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm going to let this city just run for a while. And then we're going to call it an episode. Adios. Hasta luego. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. So now you can see how we can respond to the growing demands of our growing city, but not have to be stressed about spending money on it. You know, we're making 3,000 an hour now. We have 82 grand in the bank. And as this city needs things, we can afford them. So the game is less stressful. This is why it pays to just chill out at the beginning. Okay, now my city's off to a good start. I've got a good cash flow. I've got a good balance sheet. I've got all of the basic services covered. This city is off to a good start. Okay? It doesn't need a lot here to keep it going. All right. So, I think on that note, I am going to call it a day. I think we've seen enough in this video to give you an idea of how to get a city off to a good start here. Okay. $100,000, 8,000 people. What day is it? It's year one, it's July. So it took me from January to July, 6 months, basically half a year, to build up these two cities to where I have $100,000. I have a positive budget. And I have no unemployment. I could use some more commercial here, which is exactly what I was building up here. Okay, so now I can just build roads and upgrade roads. Actually, a lot of this is just upgrading these roads now. Okay, I don't have to build anything for a while. I can just upgrade here for a bit. And I have the money to do it, you see. This is the great thing about this. Okay, I'm not cash strapped. Okay. Oh, and now I gotta build mass transit. So you see, there's always this, I can put that here right beside the fire station. Now I need bus stops. So there's always stuff to do, with this game. Building, doing stuff. There we go. Bus stops, bus stops, bus stops, bus stops, bus stops. Bus stops, bus stops. Bus stops, bus stops, bus stops. Okay, there they go. Okay, so now we have a bus network. I'll put them by the... Try to put your bus stops where there's commercial too, so that people can get to the shops. There. Let's put one there. Let's put one there. You don't want people to have to walk too far either. So, there. Okay, I think that's a pretty good distribution. Alright, 13 minutes. Now we gotta watch you're gonna have to watch this bus depot. And if the service is slow, you're gonna have to add buses, just like you have to add ambulances and police cars and fire trucks. Okay, so that's the next stage in this. Okay, once you've got a transit system and a school system and a police system and a health system and a fire system and a garbage system and a government, a sewage, water, power. Now you got to keep all this stuff maintained. And then you got to start thinking about your city specializations here, which we haven't even touched upon any of this yet except for the church. Okay? So that's the second stage. This is the first stage. All right. So there you go. There's your first stage, your foundation. We covered it with two cities, so they work together. They both got $100,000 now. Close to it anyways. It's July. We did it in July, so we went from January to July. Okay? Doesn't take that long. Okay? And then from here, it's just a matter of taking care of the requirements of the Sims. You know, you got to give them what they need, and you got to build it up to do that. Oh, let me show you the one other thing too. Those little patches of road. So if I go to my resource map, you see that little patch of road there is where the coal was. Okay, so now I got to remember, okay, that I have to develop this area here into a coal mine. And that's what the little patches are for. All right. So this just reminds me there's some resources there. I kind of miss the old Sim City the original Sim City because you could put things like markers and things, and it had kind of a panoramic cineramic mode, and I don't know, it was just the cities you could build tremendously large cities. Again, the biggest flaw with this is definitely the city lot size. That's just not big enough to really create megatropolises. And although they did fix it with the expansion Cities of Tomorrow pack, it's still not what people expected. All right, we'll stop talking about what it isn't. Do we have 100,000? We don't. All right, I'm just going to let it go to 100,000. Then I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching.